The pandemic has produced an unsavory situation for many restaurants and bars. A lot of small businesses are struggling, and bars have to remain closed for another week under Governor Abbott's orders. Welcome back to the 411, but some of those bars, they have found ways to reopen. Our David Gonzalez explains what they're doing now to survive.
Bars are looking at all kinds of options in order to reopen their doors, even changing the way they operate in order to do so. The Texas Alcoholic Beverage Commission says 380 bars have been reclassified as restaurants after being issued a food and beverage certificate. These businesses have a kitchen or permanent food on the premise and must prove that more than 50% of their sales comes from food. Another 80 have filled out affidavits proving they were making less than 51% of their sales from alcohol.
That change allowed many of them to go back and look at their numbers, look at their business model, and come up with a solution to get themselves open again.
The Texas Restaurant Association says about 1,500 restaurants inadvertently fell within the 51% rule.
And then when the 51% sign was used as that measure, they found themselves, while they were serving a tremendous amount of food, they found themselves being forced to close.
These businesses must follow the governor's order of limiting capacity to 50% and enforcing social distancing. If their alcohol sales exceed 50%, they must close again.
Is that it's imperative they follow all of the rules of the restaurant protocols, all those guidelines, and that if they are opened, that they need to follow the protocols.
In Houston, I'm David Gonzalez, KHOU 11 News.